With the drivers currently lining up on the grid, it's almost time to get today's race event underway. We're here on the winding streets of Baku. The Baku city circuit measures roughly 6 kilometers, and it's made up of 20 corners and 2 DRS zones. The circuit winds around the narrow city, through the old town, and even brushes against the city's medieval walls. However, as beautiful as the setting is, this track is also a ferocious technical challenge, where the smallest of mistakes could lead to a catastrophic consequence for any one of our drivers.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to SouthernXRacing. I'm your host, See Me Skate. Well, with me for the very first time, no stranger to the commentary box, is the man. Of course, I speak of the daddy of Formula 4. Welcome, Droftas. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on, mate. I cannot hear you. Let me just double check what's going on here. You have, mate. You have. Are you on mute? Are you on mute? Let me just double check. I'm not too sure. Hang on. Dearie me, I'm not too sure what has happened here. Let me just go through these settings one more time. Just bear with me, folks. Device. There you go. Maybe try that.
You've ruined it now.
There we go. There he is. There he is. Certainly has. We were in a PlayStation party prior to. And, of course, yes, on the Discord through this one. We do apologise, folks. A full grid at the moment, of course. I'm just going to put the message in for the guys to ready up, and we'll get this one underway. Okay, folks, the message has gone out. Yes, we are in the streets of Baku, Azerbaijan. And, of course, yes, well, those walls, they do get close. And, of course, looking forward to this one, no doubt. Yes, the next few rounds are going to be tricky. The one after this is, of course, Jeddah. And, yes, the one after that is that reverse grid double points race weekend, of course. And that will be at Singapore. So the boys have got some walls coming thick and fast their way, and looking forward to see how they tackle this circuit. Of course, yes, the race lap record around here for us, SXR, of course, is held by Johnny M4. Unbelievable lap time back in the day of F1 23 of a 1 minute 40.551, and that has stood for quite some time, of course. He set that early doors in that campaign and has not been beaten since, so looking forward to see what the boys can do, of course. And well, the sun is shining, Droft, looking very, very good.
Well, we don't know if it's shining yet. It could be raining.
Well, I mean,
give him some rain. Give him a challenge.
He wants a challenge.
Walls are easy. Make it wet.
Of course, yes. Well, Droft only just recently picking up the game today, I dare say, and well, definitely chanced his arm around Baku, of course. And well, while we wait for the boys to load in, of course, well, the gentleman agreement, no one readying up, of course, and well, just giving the boys the time to do what they've got to do and get into this lobby, get the setups all sorted, and away they will go.
Looks dry. I'm a bit disappointed.
It does look dry. It does look dry, mate, of course. Well, who knows what the race is doing. Macedonian, well, he's been missing of late. He's around, of course, and a big shout out to him. Yes, recently moved into a new place and, well, usually gave me the weather update, Droft, if you do remember that back in the day, of course. And, well, he's no longer around as regular as what he'd like to be. And I've lost my weatherman. I've lost my weatherman, so we will push on.
You've got Housey. Housey surely can tell you the weather.
Yeah,
he's the stat man.
He hasn't of late, and well, not too sure if he's in chat or not, but he's keeping that one under wraps. There he is, Nat Hammer, bang, dry. Thank you, Nat. So Droft, he's been let down very early, but yeah, there you go, dry. So, well, unfortunately, we've only got one Pink Panther driver out there at the moment. Middies Mella, of course, took our pole last week, and the rest of the Pink Panthers, unfortunately, not with us tonight. We've got four for reserves and first time this season out on track. First time in a while with us anyway. Broken Reptile, the Reptilian. Thank you very much for answering the call. Of course, Mozza. I think he making his appearance or his first appearance in Austria. And we do welcome back Mozza. New kid on the block, Mr. Vito. There he is there. 15 in the reserve livery. Thank you very much, mate. And of course, we all remember Z. There he is there. Z out on track. And of course, unfortunately couldn't make the full-time. Well, he was scheduled to be a full-time driver, but of course things have changed, and reserve at the moment, first one out on track, and of course Jono J07, another guy just making an appearance out on track. Might as well stay with Z, of course. Not much happening out there, of course. And, well, this 6 kilometre circuit is magnificent, of course. Where Z is at the moment, he's approaching the castle sector, excuse me. And very, very tricky to get right, especially in this car. Too high or lower of a gear. And you lose that rear end, of course. And the boys will know that. And, of course, this is where you can gain or lose so much lap time. This next sequence of corners, extremely vital to set up the back half of this lap. As, well, you definitely well discovered, and no stranger to this track, Droftas.
Yeah, well, who's yellow flag on turn 1? Who's dead? Someone's died.
That's Verk. That is Verk. He's just in the runoff area. So
yeah, that castle section is bizarre this year, in my opinion. But, like you said, I'm new. I put it through there, and the back end decided it wanted to be on ice.
Yes.
So, it'd be interesting to see. You compromise. You can go with a high downforce setup and be really smooth through there, but then you might as well just get out the car on that straight because everyone's going to go past you.
Exactly right, and of course
risk reward.
Well, there is a couple of ways you can set the car up, and of course, I mean, you'd be kind of crazy to ignore that straight line speed, wouldn't you? I mean, that is just a very much given. Look at that back straight, almost 2 kilometres long, and well, pretty much from that last turn where Z is right about now, turn 20. And that long stretch all the way to that start-finish line to turn 1 is just shy of 2Ks. So, well, there he is there. Z just prepping himself. This is the first time run. And, well, just getting his eye in, as all the boys are, of course. 15 minutes remaining in this session. And the whole track is like ice, says Mr. Housey, the lefty. And, well, welcome, one and all, of course. SXR, yes. Round 8. We are at Azerbaijan, Baku, the streets of Baku. Currently watching Z tackle this magnificent circuit. Through the castle section he goes, and there you go. That's exactly what we were talking about. That rear end does snap if you do get it a little bit wrong. And, well, it is his first time run, of course. And there will be many more laps to get under his belt, of course. But, well, behind him, I dare say, it might be Snipestar or Jono J07. We'll keep an eye on that. There is plenty of distance yet to come. Brushing the walls around here is a thing of the norm. You're going to see the guys get real close. And, of course, this corner here, very easy to lose the rear end when you put the power down too early, and the curves around this track, of course, as are most tracks in this game, absolutely savage. So Z just navigating them absolutely beautifully, and let's just see what he's got for his first time run. We do welcome back Z. It's been a while, and great to see him back out on track with us as he's about to cross the start-finish line here, Droftas. He takes the left-hand side, a 1 minute 41.470. Not too bad for his first time run there, mate.
No, decent first banker lap. Middies is just coming onto that back straight. He's had a pretty solid lap, so I expect him to be a bit quicker. He seems smooth around that lap, but got to get your eye in. If you don't get your eye in, you're not just going to be able to pull out one lap out the bag and smash it. The only thing you're smashing is your front wing. Exactly right. And Jono J07 next across the line with a 1 minute 43.5. Here comes the man you were just talking about, Middies. Well, we are 139.6 if you don't mind, says the man. And that is another marker. He loves setting a marker on the first time run, does the Middies, as JC crosses the line with a 1 minute 40.2. Not too bad either for his first time run. Snipester with a 43.8. Striker, where is he? On the back straight there. Almost about to take this start-finish line. Let's just see what he's got. We'll wait with Striker, of course. What is it? Is it 40? It certainly is not. It's a 41.4 for his first time run. There is the filth, of course.
and starting to find his feet is Mr. Orange, and the Orange Army was screaming his name last week. It was great to see him find his feet back on on this game, of course. And here comes Vito, one of the new kids on the block, very new to the racing league-wise, and sets his first time run. A bit of a banker with a 47.3. We'll flick back down to Johnny M4, of course. This lad has improved tenfold. Mr. Droftas, of course, you may remember him as a Group 3 driver or Pot 3 driver, progressed to a Pot 2 these days and doing very, very well is the M4.
He is. Had a good start. He's climbing the standings. Where is he? P11 at the moment, 74 points. So, how's he doing in his pot? His group. You call them groups, don't you?
I do call them groups, and yeah. Absolutely. Well, we had to be
change shit.
Well,
you just got to change shit, haven't you?
We have to, of course. Our own identity dropped, and well, just couldn't do the whole copy paste thing. It just would not be right, of course. And well, yes, Droftas, excuse me, the one of the creators of this format, and well, we have welcomed it and embraced it with arms wide open, of course, and so have all the guys. Absolutely love this format. So we've got to say a big thank you and well, cheerio to all of those ex-Formula 4 boys and girl, of course, yes, behind the scenes, and they know exactly who they are. But we're currently watching Johnny M4 tackle this magnificent circuit, and he's on that back straight right about now. Last turn coming up, and there it is. And well, he's just got to push to this start-finish straight. He's got a little bit of time. I don't think it's going to help him too much being that far back on this game, but let's just see what he's got. He's about to take the line now, and it is a 1 minute 42.6. And I dare say he will not be happy. You want to go again. Fury, where is he? Just starting a lap. There is Verks, of course. Just, well, he's still in Sector 1, approaching Sector 2 right now is the Verks. The Lamborghini driver is that man. And, well, currently P3 in the championship. Missed the last couple of races and relinquished the lead of the championship, Droftas. Now currently led by Scotty, who has a 31-point lead to Verks. And of course, let's not mistake Mr. Fury, who is sitting 3 points ahead of Verk, of course, on 118 points. Verk on 115, and there you go. So that is where they're all at the top end. And, well, I know Verks wants to make amends for this race, of course, like I did touch on. Missed the last couple and relinquished that lead, and there was a bit of chatter in the Discord, so it'd be interesting to see how that comes along. As Fury has retired from the session. Fury has retired from the session. What has happened?
That's the castle section. I am stupid.
Oh no, dearie me, and that is not what Fury wanted. To be kicking himself. And, well, Fury out of this one. Broken Reptile just about to start his lap, and there he is there, going through the first corner. Brad Tay, whereabouts is he? Just tackling the castle section, excuse me. And, well, there you go. So, furthest along, who did I just miss? That was it Mozzer? Or it certainly wasn't Mozzer. It was, well, I did miss a lap. I do apologise. Whoever that was, it was Verks with a 1 minute 39.5. Fantastic from him. Here comes Mozzer with a 1 minute 41.198. Still plenty of time left in this session here, folks. Of course, 10 minutes remaining. Just shy of 10 minutes. 9 minutes and 10 seconds to be exact. We are currently watching our championship leader, Scotty. And, of course, if you haven't caught it, check out last week's stream. Of course, this man has done a stunning drive-through lap with us on commentary. Fantastic that was, and absolutely brilliant. Well, Scotty, no stranger to the commentary box, is the man, and wowee, there he is there, and made a little bit of an error, and we'll flick off that. So David out on track as well, of course, currently leading the Group 3 championship is this man, Droftas, and battling it out with Striker, an enthralling battle as it is. Here comes David with a 1 minute 41.2.
Yeah, I'm just on board with middies. He's just coming up to the start to start his next attempt. We want to take P1 back off Verks. Just looking at the chat, Housey said the braking zones are a joke, can't help but lock up. So it seems like the lads are struggling out there. But see if middies can get this P1 back.
Well, he's pushing for it, of course, and, well, took his first win a couple of weeks ago, did the middies, and has absolutely, well, got his focus right back in, of course. He was having a little bit of a tough time, could qualify very well, could set the laps, but just had some unfortunate races where he just didn't put it on the podium, and, well, he took his first win, and that fired the lad right back up, and, well, there you go. His first time run with 1 minute 39.6. looking to improve that, and well, currently 4 tenths up on his previous best at the end of the first sector. As you can see, that track map lighting up purple, purple, purple. And here is, excuse me, Middies and Fury in the chat saying, I am stupid, but also going into the castle section, put on the brakes immediately, locked and had no control. Well, there you go. So, yeah, tricky conditions. The race is long, Fury, of course, and I don't think you'll be the only one to make that error. There you go. And, well, Droftas absolutely wanting to see your great self, Mr. Fury, tackle this magnificent track. Currently watching Middies, as I did touch on, 5 tenths up on his previous best. Wow, have a look at this lad go. He's absolutely going to not steal it. He's going to take it and then some by, well, I reckon by about 7 tenths of a second here, Droftas. He's absolutely sending it as the Pink Panther driver.
Yeah, probably be around 39 dead, 38.9. It's all on Verks because nobody else has got close to these two so far. There you go, 38.9. It's a great time.
It's an unbelievable time from that man, of course. And while Striker out on track, we're about to see, there he is there, of course. We're just going to try to pick up who is furthest along. Broken Reptile not on a lap, of course. Jono J07, he's currently 7 tenths up on his previous best of a 143.5. Scotty there, we did see make a little bit of an error. Harass yet to set a time. So probably a good spot as any to sit with Mr. Harass, of course. The Group 3 Lamborghini driver. And, well, this lad is still finding his groove, is Mr. Harass. And going through the castle section right about now, Droft.
Just watching Jono. Jono's a second up, so he's going to bump himself up the standings a little bit. If he can keep it tight, yeah, he's fine. He's on the main straight now, so expect Jono to move up ahead of his namesake Johnny, who's about to start his lap.
Absolutely, of course. And, well, Jono, a Group 4 driver. Johnny M4, a Group 2 driver. And here comes Jono J07, a 42.5. That's a lot better from that man, of course. He was a bit worried prior to going this one. And, well, just reassured him that the factory for the front wings were very close to the circuit. He has nothing to worry about, of course. Harass on the back straight, getting a great tow from a reserve. Not too sure who that is out on track. We're going to stay with Harass. Yet to set a timed run here, folks. And, well, there you go. The reserve pulling off into the left-hand side, meaning going in the pit lane, and Harass wants to do the same. So there you go. Harass not setting a time just yet. Verks is making another appearance out on track, as well as Brad Tay. But we do have Mozza currently, well, there he is, not going to improve on that one. So Johnny M4, we're about to see, there he is there, of course, in the second sector. And I'm not too sure if he's sending it. No, he is not. So there you go, folks. We're in that qualifying lull, as what we do every week, of course. And, well, it's almost like that 60 minutes back in the day, Droftas, if you remember. Of course you do. Yes, the big boys did not hit the track till the last 20 or 30 minutes, and it really did fire up. Well, it's the equivalent in a short quali or any qualifying session these days, with just the gaps not as long, of course. Yes, they tend to wait till the track rubbers right in, of course. And, well, red track map for Vito. He will get pushing on, of course. 147.3 is his previous best. Housey on an outlap. Blue Dog on an outlap. Nat Hammer still in the pit lane, yet to set a time. So, well, the two Lamborghini drivers in Housey and Blue Dog, leaving it very, very late, as well as Mr. Harass. Scotty out of kilter in the garage with a 1 minute 57. Made a little bit of an error on his previous time run. And, well, he'll get himself all sorted and get himself straightened up for, of course, that final timed run in this, towards the end of this qualifying session.
Yeah, Verks has really pushed it this lap. He did clip the inside of a wall and had a bit of a power slide, so he's not going to go faster, but I don't think he's got time to go again unless he does box at the end of this for this pole position shootout. But we'll see how far he is behind his time, but I imagine he's going to box and go again. If he's got time, I'm not sure how long it takes this game.
Oh, look, yeah.
The turnaround on pitting and getting straight back out.
I think it's very much similar to the last game. Oh, there you go. And we went over that curb there, and oh, that wall was coming up thick and fast. Managed to keep it out of the wall. He's purpled that second sector. He's currently up on his previous best, according to that, by 3 tenths. So he's not too far off, considering it's been a little bit of a scruffy lap. It's not definitely not enough. And, well, see if you can make up some time.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes in sector 1. Got a power slide going around turn 6, and then just clip the inside of the wall on this tight left-right. But he's going to improve.
He does improve.
That's a great final sector.
Well, we look at that, a 138.8.
That must be low wings. Midi must have high wings.
I think so. I think Verk likes a very slippery car, and well, that is proof in the pudding. He was down on his previous best.
He could
and
go so much faster than that as well.
Well, I think so too. We've seen him a little bit sloppy through that castle section, as you did touch on, Droft. And yeah, looking to see what he can do. Johnny M4 not going to improve, just setting himself up for this last lap, of course. Brad Tay out there doing the same thing. So we'll flick back down to Housey because this lad has not set a time. Where is Blue Dog? Currently ahead of Housey, so we might stay with Blue, then we'll flick to Housey because he will be next. Yet to set a time, of course, these two boys. Blue Dog through the castle section, negotiates that, not too bad. And very easy to get the back end all wrong through this part. He's gone a little bit wide on exit, and that, who is that? That is a fellow teammate of his, Mr. Harass, just getting well out of the way. We do appreciate that, folks. And here comes Blue Dog, of course, approaching the end of Sector 2 to start Sector 3. Yet to set a time as the lad. Let's just pick this up for a reference. And it's a 1 minute 18.1. And he'll have that long stretch to that flag, of course. Not much time remaining in this session, Droftas. Dare say maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes. Very, very close to the end of this one. And Verk still out there, of course. Look at the boys on out laps at the moment for that final stretch. And, well, here comes Blue Dog, of course. What has the man got? He's about to take the checkered flag right about now. It is a 142.7. Throws himself up into P13. Here comes Housey in the almost exact same spot, that back straight. And very much a straight shootout to that start-finish line. Let's just see what Housey has in the bag, of course. The Group 2 driver doing a great job this season and absolutely loving being on track with these boys is the man, of course. The lefty, my former co-commentator. And there you go, a 141.800 throws himself up into P8.
Well, we got Middies starting his final lap, just going down the back straight. He may have some traffic though. There's quite a lot of cars in turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, it looks like that. It looks like a very, very busy track map. Currently watching your guy JC at the end of the first sector, nearly 5 tenths up on his previous best. So, well, there you go. Doing phenomenal things is the JC, and well, appendicitis, as I have touched on the last few weeks. And well, the speed has just come to him, and as he did like my comments last week, and I couldn't quite remember him, but running a lot lighter body weight these days, albeit by a couple of 100 grams, and it is absolutely showing on track. Doing a great job is the JC. Where is he now? He's almost at the end of the second sector, approaching the third sector, and well, there you go. Let's just see where he is at as he takes this part of the track, and there you go, nearly 3 tenths up on his previous best. The checkered flag has fallen on the session. There is a Coca-Cola driver in front of JC. Not too sure who that is. That might be Striker, but we will stay with JC regardless. He's about to take the flag, or he's on the run to the flag. And let's just see what JC has got in his kit bag. This is going to be better, Droft. This is going to be better. It's a 1 minute 40.0. Throws himself up into P3. Z out on track, doing a great job. Great time from the Z-man. Striker has taken that checkered flag with a 1 minute 40.9 at the moment. P6, Brad Tay just getting out of the way of everybody. Thank you, Brad. And, well, David on the run to the checkered flag, of course. There are a couple of guys in front of him. Not too sure who is who, but we will stay with David, of course.
This is going to be close for Middies. This is going to be close. I think he's going to get it.
Certainly is getting a little bit of a toe. 2 tenths up on his previous best according to that Droft, and he certainly is going to get it. He's just got to get it across the line. What's he got? A 1 minute 38.7. Bang! Pole position from that man. Fantastic lap as, well, Z's not going to improve. Brad Tay's not going to improve. And that is qualifying done. Where is Scotty? There is Scotty. Scotty's left it to the death. Scotty out there, the last one on a timed run. And here he goes on that run to the checkered flag. And, well, Pills in the chat. Welcome, Pills. And, well, let's just see what Scotty's got. Yet to set a representative time. And here it is, a 1 minute 40.9. That's a bit better from the Scotty. Throws himself up into P7. And, well, that, I dare say, is qualifying done and dusted, Mr. Droft.
Yeah, we had a good shootout between those top two.
Yeah, we did.
Nobody, only Fury bottling it completely, because, like he said, he is stupid. Pillar's trying to be funny in the chat, but he's short, fat, and English, so he doesn't count. So, I'm looking forward to this race now.
Absolutely.
Get a job, Pills.
Well, Phil's in the chat, of course, and well, no stranger to the chat is that man, of course, and well, the Formula 4 days and all that stuff, all reminiscing, and fantastic to see the boys in chat as well. So, well, all we need is your left-hand man or right-hand man, whatever you want to call him there, Droft, Mr. S5 to join in, and well, it'll be a free-for-all.
Right-hand man.
There you go, folks.
I prefer leather.
Middies takes pole position with a 1 minute 38.785. Fantastic lap time from that man. Mozza P3, very, very good from him. And JC P4, there you go. Z, look at the improvement from Z. Wowee. How good is that man? And, well, fantastic to see. Broken Reptile P11. Let's get to the bottom of this one, of course. Vito in P18. Harass P19. And, of course, as we did touch on, Fury out of this one early doors in qualifying. Made a little bit of an error. And, well, I'll tell you what. This is for you, middies, pole position.
Yes, it's pole position. Yes.
Go, mate. Congratulations on another pole position. And, of course, the man will be looking to transfer that into a race win. Of course, the flying solo is the man. Yes, the only Pink Panther driver out on track, of course. And, well, they're missing 3. They're missing Tack, they're missing Bopton, they're missing the Bender. And, well, holding the fort is the middies. And, well, done a stellar job during qualifying. P1, folks. P2 to Verks. And P3 to Mozza. Right behind Mozza is your guy, JC. The formation lap is on, folks. And we'll run through that as we go. And good to see what tyres and strategy they'll all be on, of course, tweaking their setups as you can do in this part of the race and, well, before the race, before the formation lap, and there you go. We'll hide all that. Formation lap is on, as I did touch on. Middies takes this one. Let's just bring up some detail of the tyres, and there you go. Middies will start this one on the medium compound there, Droft. Burke right behind him following suit, and these two boys will be looking to capitalise straight off this line. As I'll flick back down to Mozza. Mozza is the first of the hard compound runners, and there he is there, of course, in that reserve livery, and, well, and he's fixed up the sponsorship. Fantastic from Moz. As we'll go down to JC, he is a medium tyre runner, and look at the bank of mediums all the way down to P9 to Striker, of course, but we'll go through this running order. JC, Falcon Racing, that is the livery. There is Z in P5, the medium compound for that man. And Nat Hammer, well, Nat Hammer set that lap late. P6 is the Nat, of course, and on the medium compound. David as well on the medium for Falcon Racing. Scotty for Jack Daniels Racing, there he is there on the medium compound. Striker, well, the medium compound as well for Coca-Cola Racing. And Brad Tay, well, there he is there, following suit with his Coca-Cola teammate in P10. But yes, starting on the hard compound as the tyre strategies come up. Well, there you go, almost on call. Broken Reptile, the Reptilian. We welcome him back, of course. P11 starting on the hard compound in that reserve livery. Fantastic to see him back out on track, especially with us. Hello there, Housey. There he is there in P12, of course, on the hard compound. The hard compound tyre whisperer is this man. Can just make it work. Filthy Orange in P13 on the medium. Johnny M4, there he is there, of course. Out of position, wouldn't be happy with that, is the Johnny. And on the hard compound, Jono J07 on the medium. There you go, folks. And then you've got a cluster of hard compound runners, starting with the Blue Dog. Then you got Snipester right behind him, of course. We've got Vito, another new kid on the block in the reserve livery. And there he is there, of course. And, well, Mr. Harass did not set a time in qualifying, nor did Fury. So Fury starting this one on the medium and, well, try to make En-Roads as this race heats up, of course. Out of position is Fury, and wouldn't be too happy with that, of course. We'll get rid of those details as these boys make their way to the start-finish line.
Yeah, I'm going to go on board with Fury at the start, see if I can pick up what happens around the rest of the grid. He should be faster compound tyre against the guys in front of him, 4 of them on the hards. He's out of position, so he needs to make some moves before an inevitable safety car.
Certainly does.
Have I ever seen a Baku race without one? Real life doesn't count. No one cares about that.
There you go. So, well, the boys line up now as we wait for these famous 5 red lights. And look at Verk point his car towards Middies. We've got 4 lights, 5 red lights. They're holding, the lights are out, and away we go. Fantastic launch from Middies, but an even better one from Verk. Verk's got the inside line, but Middies going to hold it. He certainly is not. Verk takes the inside line. I'll tell you what, they're nose to stern going into turn 2. In the background, it looks all very, very good as Middies loses the lead to Verks. We'll bring up this detail, folks, to see what is happening. JC up a spot. Of course, Mozart lost a spot. Nuthammer up a spot. Z has lost a couple. And Scotty up 1. David in P8. And there you go there, folks. As these boys, the Group 3 title is well and truly alive. David just ahead of Striker. And have a look at Striker go around the outside. Housey dives up the inside. And there you go. Takes that position away from Striker. Fantastic opening run. And let's just have a look at Harass, because he's made some ingrounds too. Where is Fury? And Fury in P17. So Harass, I tell you what, from P19 already up into P14, doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, Fury with a good launch. There's a lot of front wing after turn 2. Can't see whose it is. I'm trying to find who's lost the front wing, but somebody definitely has. So I think it's Filthy Orange.
Have a look at Filthy Orange, of course, and let's just see if he, yes, certainly is. He's missing a right-hand side end plate there, Droft. Thank you very much, and well, there you go. You'll have to get that one all sorted, because any front wing around here damage is detrimental to your race time, of course. And whoa, there you go. Harass almost power slides into that wall, and well, very, very lucky not to follow suit, of course. We'll flick back up to the top because JC is starting to turn the screws on Mozza, and Mozza feeling the pinch of those hard compound. They're not fired up just yet, Droft. And here comes JC. He's looking. Of course, no DRS available just yet, folks. It will be enabled after lap 2.
Yeah, the front 2 have gone. That hard tyre has just caused a bit of a bottleneck until they get into the temperature window. He's going to be slower than the rest. So if he can hold it, he's got a chance later, but he doesn't want to drop down the order. JC really does need to pass him though if he wants to catch the guys ahead.
Certainly
Harass
does.
is boxed.
Broken Reptile up into P14. Fury following suit in P15, of course. We'll flick back further afield because JC, as you did touch on there, Droff, really wants to get this job done past Mozza, of course. And, well, Mozza just making his car a nuisance, isn't he? Putting it all in the right spot. As we'll flick back up to the leaders because Middies and Verks doing battle at front. Of course, the gap just under 4 tenths of a second. And, well, a bit of a scrape of the wall, from Verks there as Middies looks just to reset a little bit. Take a deep breath. This race is long, folks. 26 laps around here as we'll flick back down to Z because Z's in some good company. He's got Scotty behind. He's got Nathammer in front of him. And Z doing a great job, if I must say so. And to see that guy's progress, well, fantastic, Z. Good stuff from you. As we'll flick further afield because Fury looks like he's trying to make a move here on Reptile. And, well, there you go. Look at this train of cars here, of course. Fury 4 tenths, Broken Reptile 4 tenths to Brad Tay, and well, let's just see who's got the straight line speed around this one. Jazz Blues Cat in the chat. Welcome, mate. Welcome. Of course, was a full-time driver. Had to relinquish his seat as a reserve right about now, and well, I hope to see Jazz back out on track with us in the near future as we have a move on track. And who was that? That was Brad Tate. Was that getting out of the way or did he get it wrong? I think he got it wrong there, Mr. Droft, and throws himself down into 15. We'll flick up to the top because there is some change happening. Nat Hammer up into P4. What is going on with JC? He's dropped like a stone. It must have been that DRS, and there you go, folks. Into P5 is JC.
Yeah, Blue Dog's boxing, so I'm assuming he's got damage as well. Harass lost the back end out of the castle section. No damage, but he's obviously just dropped further down. He's only boxed once, so it could be a long night for him. My mum's ringing me. Go away. Sorry.
You're right, mate. You're right. No problem at all. As JC, oh, he does get the move done. Oh, he nearly got the move done. Nat Hammer was going to send it. What happened there? We've got a virtual safety car. We have a virtual safety car, and not too sure why we've got one out on track. Not too sure there, Mr. Droft. We've got Harass in the pit lane, and well, that was a very trigger-happy VSC. I'm not too sure why there is one out there on track at the moment, folks. Everyone seems to be going okay, and well, there's a little bit of a rub at the wall, but that's to be expected around Baku. And well, boys, 3 tenths is 0. Treat it as 0. Of course, we don't want you to scare any draw. There it is. There it is, Middies speeding under VSC, a drive-through penalty. And that is exactly what we were talking about, and that's not what he wanted. So I'm not too sure what has happened. Verk stretches his legs by 2.1 seconds, so they were almost 5/10 before the VFC there, Droft. Not too sure what's going on. Maybe Middies missed the ball there.
Yeah, I think he probably went for it, put his foot down, got a bit over, then broke to react, and braking as it resumed lost him a good second and a half. But yeah, drive-through penalty. He needs to get that in the way and done. I'd be boxing now straight away.
Absolutely.
Get it over and done with.
Yeah, absolutely. As we did touch on, the race is long. There's plenty of opportunity to make ground, of course. And well, there you go. Look at that straight line speed from Nat. He just absolutely pulled away from JC. JC's almost a sitting duck. There you go. Have a look at that. Scotty around the outside. No, he's not going to make it work. But JC tucks back in, of course. And well, JC's got his car set up for those, well, I dare say those corners. Whereas the straight line speed around here is absolutely savage. And it just seemed that way, of course. He just got swamped. Nat Hammer up in a P3. Great start from Nat. Of course, Mozza inherits that P2 after that drive-through penalty from Middies. And where has Middies come out? Down into P12. So a lot of work for that man to get done yet, Mr. Droft.
Yeah, he's come out right behind Fury, who's got 4 seconds of clear air ahead of him. So if he can get past Fury, then he's still got clean air, which is nice to come out to instead of being in the back of a train. Obviously, he will catch them up because he seems to be rapid. Him and Bert are just in a league of their own pace-wise, so hopefully they come back together at some point so we can see them continue their battle.
Absolutely.
Enjoy that.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. So Z right behind Scotty, and these guys, this front pack almost starting to break away a little bit, of course. We're talking Z and David. David just starting to drop off just a little bit. If he can hang on to the back of Z, will do him the world of good. Of course, hello there, Housey in P8. Of course, the second of the hard compound runners. And, well, this man, he'll make it work, of course. He'll make it work. He'll make it stretch. And there you go. Vito with a 3-second time penalty. That is for track limits. Unfortunate from that man, but he'll keep circulating and get the first race under his belt, of course. And we do welcome him. Great to see him out on track with us. I do know he's got a setup, and well, he was waiting for some new pedals, was Vito. We do hope that is all sorted for him. We've got another VSC, folks, and another VSC, not too sure why.
Harass went long at the end of the first straight and clipped the wall, wing come off, and yeah, he lost the front end.
There you go. Harass having an absolute struggle of it at the moment, and that is the reason why we have a VSC. Thank you very much, Droft. As guys using this opportunity to make a pit stop. DRS is enabled. We have gone green, and the guys that made a pit stop almost benefiting, of course. It cuts that time in half, folks. Whether it be a 20-second pit stop, we'll cut it down to 10, of course, in race lap time. The boys on the VSC are adhering to a 40% race pace, and well, you cannot exceed that, of course, and well, you get a pit stop done in that time, of course, throws you up the order, and there you go. Look at that. Middies coming out of that pit stop in P6, and there you go. Harass has left the session. Harass is out. DNF'd turn 2. As I'll flick further afield, of course, because Jono JO7 is doing his thing on 4-lap old mediums. Let's just have a look at the guys who have stopped. Of course, we've got Verks who has stopped. He's the first of the front runners to stop. Nat Hammer is the second, of course, and then you've got Scotty. Behind him, you've got Z. He's doing a great job out there. David, and of course, your guy JC, Fury and Filthy all stopping as well, making the most of that VSC. But a long, long way to go in this race, and to stretch those hard compounds, 24 laps, excuse me. It's going to take some effort, of course. So Brad Tay, 7/10 of a second behind Broken Reptile. And let's just see how this one fires up. I reckon the hard compounds are starting to work now, Drofters. As in the background, Nat Hammer a bit loosey-goosey coming out of 6:19. And, well, there you go. There you go, folks. He's got his teammate in front of him. And I dare say we'll see some team orders in the near future, of course, as Nat Hammer is flying up behind the back of Brad Tay. As we'll flick further afield, because Johnny M4 finds himself in P3, if you don't mind. He's got Housey for company, of course, and Mozza has checked out. He's making the most of the clean air, is the Mozza.
Yeah, he's got a nice bit of clean air now. He didn't box. Those hards working for him. Done well at the start to keep that P3 for so long. And how is he up in P2? He's, like you said, the tyre whisperer. Lives a hard, does Housey.
He certainly does. We've just seen some team orders as Brad Tay just doing the team thing, just pulls out of the way for Nat and slots in right behind him. Nat has been released and he's moved up into P8. Broken Reptile is next on his hit list, and Verks has got Striker for company. And Striker doing the Coca-Cola thing. He might be holding up Verks here a little bit, but he's doing his thing for his team, is the Striker. And well, currently P2 in the Group 3 Championship is this man. And a great battle between himself and David, of course, who has stopped. They have, Striker yet to stop, of course. Long way to go. And there you go. Verks has been released and just getting himself past Striker, of course. Next on his list is Johnny M4, a further 2.2 seconds up the road. And I dare say Verks got his head down, of course. He certainly has, because he missed the last couple. He relinquished the lead of this championship and wants to make amends. And by the look of that and qualifying, he certainly does there, Droft. As well, Vito, there he is there in P17, doing his thing. He's got Snipester for company a little bit further up the road. And, well, there you go there. There is Vito, there is Snipester, and doing their thing, of course. We welcome back Snipes, and awesome. He had a bit of a holiday, of course, and, well, he is back. As we'll flick further up, because Brad Tay and Scotty, there it is. Scotty's got a straight line speed car. Have a look at him go. Up in a P9 is Scotty, and I tell you what, folks, he's starting to take chunks out of this lead. Of course, Mozza, well, he'd be probably only focusing on the top 3 or 4. But I tell you what, the guys behind him are absolutely sending it. Look at Middies, and there he is there, still in P6. He is catching Striker, and while doing his thing is the Middies. Verks not too far ahead of him, considering that Middies did serve a drive-through penalty, albeit that Verks has made that first pit stop. So Middies yet to stop, of course, and we'll just see how this one pans out, of course. A long way to go. How long do you think you can get the mediums around here, folks? What, 12, 15 laps tops? There, Droft, what do you think?
I have no idea. Ooh, Johnny's just clipped the wall and Verks is right behind him going into the caution section. This is going to cost Verks some time. Expect him to get past Johnny on this straight, though, if Johnny can keep it on track. He's wrestling with that car right now. I'm not sure if he's struggling with tyre warm-up, he's had damage, but he is shaking like a shitting dog on that wheel.
He's certainly missing a left-hand side end plate, so he's doing a great job to keep Verks behind. I reckon he's going to box this lap. He'd be crazy not to, of course, and it will release Verks. Ahead of him is Housey, and there he is there. Housey doing his thing. Clean air from that man. 9 seconds from Mozza, of course, and there you go. Verk getting that job done past Johnny M4. I dare say will box, and well, there you go. The Lamborghini Group 1 and Group 2. There they are there, folks, and they will be doing their thing. Probably won't see team orders as, well, Verk's got that quicker car, of course, and, well, fresher tyres. And, well, there you go. 9 seconds behind Mozza is the Housey. 10 seconds is the Verks. Of course, yet to stop is the top 2. So we'll flick further afield because Scotty just got that job done past Broken Reptile. And Nat Hammer, there you go. Oh, I'm not too sure if he touched the wall there or brushed the wall, but that is to be expected around here. Middies gets that job done past Striker up into P5 if you don't mind. And, well, he can set his sights on Johnny M4, who did stay out with that broken ring. Front wing there, Droftas, and that is going to hamper him big time.
Different sort of night than I was expecting.
Well, I mean, it does happen every now and then, and probably reminiscing and thinking of your Japan comments.
Whether we track.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, Housey's let Verks through. Johnny has caught back up to Housey, which is quite impressive with the rear wing, so he's doing all right out there. He probably just wants to get these tyres, see these tyres stint out to the end, just do the one stop if he can. Does pick up a 3-second time penalty for his troubles, though. Broken Reptile is dropping. He's lost positions to Nat Hammer and Scotty on the last straight, and Striker's passed him this lap as well, so I'm not sure if he's... What's he on? He's on hard, so he should be fine for tyre wear. But he's got Pars for company now behind him, so hopefully he can keep hold of some positions or get some back.
Well, let's hope so, of course. Z looking very, very racy tonight, and great to see this man back out on track, of course, as I did touch on, as well as Broken Reptile, to be fair, of course. It has been a while for these two boys with us, and it's great to see them back out there, but they're battling for 9th and 10th position, at the moment. I reckon if Z gets this job done, it just looks like he's got so much more speed compared to Broken and the guys around him. So there you go, job done passes Broken Reptile. Striker will be next, and there you go. He's having a look into turn one, and well, look at that. Absolutely stunning from Z. Slots right in, and I reckon this next DRS zone, because Striker is out of it, out of that DRS range, this will be candy from a baby. Let's just keep an eye on Z, and he's pushing. Have a look at this man. He goes inside, and as you would, of course, and yes, he's going to take that well before the corner and slots himself up into P8 is Z. Fantastic from that man. As we'll flick further down, because there is David, and he finds himself with his Group 1 teammate, JC. And these boys, 11th and 12th respectively, as Snipester and Filthy Orange swap positions, of course. And well, these are Group 3 versus Group 4. Jack Daniels Racing. Further afield, of course, yes, there is Middies, and he's starting to catch Scotty. Have a look at that, folks. 0.6 of a second, if you don't mind. And
no, Middies is just lost. Middies was P5 going over the line. Nat Hammer got him into turn 1, and then Scotty followed Nat through into turn 2. So Middies has lost 2 positions at the start of this lap. He was P5 down the straight. I don't know what happened, but he just got caught by them both. Caught napping.
There you go. Thank you very much, Droft. And that is why you're here, mate. Absolutely brilliant. And, well, he has got no damage, or no visible damage that we can see. He's still got a full front wing, so possibly just a little bit of an error from that man. As we'll flick further down, because David and JC are working very, very well together. As JC towing David around. Of course, these boys have stopped a little bit out of kilter, as you can see with the laps on the compounds. Of course, 9 laps, so the guys have not stopped yet. And, well, the guys who have 4 and 5 laps respectively, of course, as, well, this one is heating up as Johnny M4 gets that job done around the outside, and he's brushed the wall. And that's going to open it up for Housey into turn 2. Housey might take this spot back. And, no, he does not. He slots back in, and he should have DRS for the next part of the lap. He certainly does. And, well, he can set his sights and get this position back. As Johnny M4, there you go, and well, that's another brush with the wall there, Droftas, and he's hurting his front wing, but he's got some unbelievable late braking, and well, there you go, still holds on to it. So Johnny M4, with half a front wing, doing a phenomenal job, keeping that car on track and keeping it away from the walls the best as he can. And well, Housey, not too sure whether to send it or not, thinks better of it. Live to fight another day is that man's philosophy. As we'll flick further down, because what is happening towards the back as Filthy Orange getting that move past Striker. Striker has just boxed. Brad Tay just boxed as well. And well, there you go. So they have come out in 15th and 16th respectively.
Yeah, Scotty stayed with Nat Hammer, keeping up. Housey is just dropped off the DRS from Johnny, so he's had a bit of a rough castle section. But Nat and Scotty have been together, but Middies has just lost them both. They've dropped him from DRS, so I can only assume that those mediums have died, because he was rapid at the start of the race. Doesn't appear to be any damage unless he's got some rear wing maybe. I'm not sure if that's the thing these days.
It is a thing.
He's a second and a half behind him now. He was in the DRS at the start of the lap, so he doesn't seem to be losing the car anyway. I think the tyres may have just died, because who else is on this? Only Jono that's on the same length of tyres as him. Both had 9 laps on those mediums. Everybody else doesn't seem to be going as long. And
look at the time he's losing there, Drop. From the time we crossed the middies, that's 0.4 of a second. So he's absolutely losing hand over fist, of course. And well, there you go. Nat Hammer and Scotty swapping positions. And have a look at this, folks. It is all going off. Have a look at that in front of us. There is Housey. There is Johnny. Johnny's still doing his thing up in a P3. Housey P4. Scotty P5. And look at Nat Hammer fire back up, of course. And this is where the battle's at, folks. This top 3 are doing bits. And here comes Nat, of course. Look at the DRS train. And let's just see who's going to make it stick. Johnny M4 with that broken front wing is doing a phenomenal job to keep that one out in front of this group, of course, as we'll flick further afield, because Filthy just gets that job done on Jono J07 before turn 1, throws Filthy up into P13. Broken Reptile circulating in P12. Got a fresh set of mediums on, and middies, as you did touch on, Droftas, dropping like a stone. P10 from that man, 0.7 of a second behind Z, and well, it seems like he's struggling. I think you're right. I think the mediums have said, I've had enough.
Yeah, but Jono's not dropped from Filthy Orange, so unless he's managing to get a bit more tyre life, not sure what's going on. But yeah, we've got what's that, 5-6 car train now with middies at the back of it, all behind Johnny M4, who's got damage. I expect him, what are we on, lap 11, another 3-4 laps maybe. That's half the race, half on each compounds. So expect the pit stop soon unless there's a safety car.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Interested.
Well, I mean, Z looks like he's lining up Nat Hammer, and Well, this is going to be a DRS train. Let's just see who's got the straight line speed out of this quartet. And this will give us, who's who in the zoo, of course, and to see who's got that slippery car. And it just looks like Nat's car is a little bit more slipperier than Z's. And, according to those telemetries, as Nat breaks away just a little bit, a couple of tenths on that back straight, as Scotty makes his way past Housey. And Housey says, no, you don't. No, you don't. I'm fighting this one tooth and nail. And Housey holds on to P4. Is he going to keep it? That's the question, of course. Well, Scotty very late on the brakes. And, both of them will have that DRS. And I think Scotty has got that job done right about now. He certainly has there, folks. And, there is Housey. And have a look at Nat just hovering, isn't he? Looking to pick up the pieces as, Housey, a bit tail happy going into turn 3. But manages to gather the car very, very nicely. We'll flick further down because Striker and Jono boxes, and Striker takes P14 away as we'll flick further back up because this is where the battle was, wasn't it? Scotty and hello there, Housey, who has just dropped off. Not too sure if he's made a mistake, but he's holding up Nat and he's holding up Z. Have a look at this. He puts his car right in the middle of the circuit and does not want to make the pass easy. And, there you go. He made a little bit of an error, has the Housey. We'll flick further up and, that releases Nat, doesn't it? It certainly does release Nat, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered because he's up into P5. And look at him close because Scotty's been held up by Johnny M4 through that section and he's now within 8 tenths, 7 tenths, 6 tenths. Have a look at him. He's absolutely sending it. He's Nat. He can sense blood here and sniff a podium. And all he needs is a little invitation, this Nat. And he will take it both hands, of course. Z following him through and doing a great job is the Z. Must be said as, there you go. What's happened at the front as Mozza has relinquished the lead to Verks. Verks takes this one on 8-lap-old hards versus 12-lap-old hards. So not much tyre difference, not much tyre delta. And, that is just the overall speed of the man. And Verks will looking to stretch his legs right about now as Housey boxes. I dare say Housey in the pit lane. Fix up that front wing.
What front wing? There isn't one.
Oh, there you go.
Gone.
To put a new one on anyway.
Yeah, but last lap middies boxed and so did Jono. Both of them got off 11-lap-old mediums, so that pretty much gives us the limit of how long those mediums are going to go for. So around lap 14, 15, we'll see the guys that haven't boxed probably go onto the mediums to the end of the race. But judging from the tyre life of middies, they will be slow at the end. So interested if there's a safety car now because they're not going to go to the end. Well, they are, but they're going to be slow. Johnny's in the runoff. Absolutely.
So Middy's expecting to do 13 laps. Mozza out there currently P2 on 12-lap-old hard, so they're definitely going to make it and make it quite comfortably. Whereas, I'll tell you what, Verks, Scotty, Nat Hammer, of course, Z, the guys who have already stopped on lap 4 or lap 5 or whatever it was there, of course, on 8-lap-old hards, they're going to try to stretch them all the way to the end. And, it is going to be a monumental task, as I do keep an eye on the chat. And Suicide 5, yeah, the boys, he's in there. And, of course, yes, my co-commentator for this evening is the lover boy, Mr. Suicide 5, Droftas. And, very much looking forward to seeing your comments, of course. And Z looking to shape up Nat Hammer here.
I did notice his comments. I've already touched myself.
The romance is thick and fast. And, of course, the former Hello Kitty teammates back in the day of Formula 4 doing what they do best. And here comes Z. He's going to make the move on Nat Hammer. He certainly is going to make the move on Nat Hammer with DRS as well. I don't mind if I do. And throws himself up into P4. Fantastic from the Z. Great to see him doing his thing. And we'll flick further back, of course. Johnny M4 does have that track limit penalty, but Middies is starting to close the gap. Look at him close to Fury, of course. He's already taken 2 seconds out of him. Of course, left the pit lane. It was 7.7 seconds. Currently, what's it now? 5.9. So, he's got his racing helmet on and he's setting his sights after Fury on the top end of this grid. There is Fury, and he's got David for company, who's doing a phenomenal job. As I did touch on early doors, JC, David working very well together as teammates, of course. P6 and 7 respectively. And, there you go. What has happened further afield? There is Housey coming out of the pit lane. There is Brad Tay. They're moving up on Johnny M4. So it was Johnny M4 getting that front wing all fixed up. 12 laps he's got to set on those mediums. And, I dare say with a lot of fuel load, he should get that done pretty comfortably.
Yeah, he'll be a bit dead at the end, but he should be fine. Same as Hazey's got another lap on them. I think the guys that are on the fresh hards, they'll be comfortable until the end. Mozza's going to have to box at some point. Probably sitting waiting for a safety car, but no flags. Who's that?
Not too sure. Not too sure.
Game being the game.
Yeah, absolutely. As well, we've got green track map ahead of us, of course. No one currently within that DRS zone. The closest battle on track. Well, there you go. Nat Hammer just answered the call. As we'll flick back up to Nat. Excuse me, folks. There he is there, of course. P5, Z doing his thing. He's already stretched. And, well, thank you very much for those bits. We'll put that up and just mind.
How's that? P5, P5, P5.
Oh, I love that audio. I absolutely love that audio from the K-Mag as Z and Mozza swapping. Z coming out of the pit lane. Oh, Mozza's tapped Z. Mozza has tapped Z, and well, that's not good, of course. As well, Z still probably needs to stop, maybe, possibly. Mozza has boxed. He's put a fresh set of mediums on, and well, it was very argy-bargy going through there. We'll just see if there's anything untoward from that towards the end of the race. If there is any reports, we will make do of it, of course. David getting passed by Fury. Fury splits the two Falcons, of course. JC in P6, and there he is there, of course. He certainly is. Fury just getting that job done past David. And Middies, well, have a look at Middies. There he is there in P9. He's catching, but gee, I reckon he's left it. That drive-through penalty has hurt him a bucket load. Dropped.
Oh, 100%, yeah, that drive-through penalty just cocked his night up. But user error, you can't really complain.
No, that's right. That's exactly right. And as well, Suicide 5 in the chat saying Verk has come on leaps and bounds on this one, and it is fantastic to see. Well done, he says. Absolutely, Suicide 5. He certainly has, of course. And well, Verk doing what Verk does. Mozza shaping up, excuse me, Scotty, right about now, folks. Mozza looking very, very rapid on those mediums. And, well, he's trying to get the job done on Scotty. There he is there, Scotty just ahead. Mozza will have that DRS. Look at that overspeed just from coming off the corner. And fantastic, there's the rear wing wide open. That is a mouthful to say. And, well, there you go. Job done before turn one. Fantastic from him. As we'll flick further down because David, Middies takes that position away from David and throws himself up in a P8.
Yeah, Middies on the back of Fury now. That's about 6 seconds he's closed in about 3 laps. So he is, I'm assuming it was definitely that medium tyre that just lost his pace. But he's still salvageable. He can still get a top 5.
Yeah, absolutely you can. Absolutely you can. And, well, there you go. I reckon this one is job done almost very, very soon, of course. Fury won't make this easy, but there you go. Does not even need to worry about it because the overspeed from Middies with that DRS throws himself up in a P7. JC doing his thing, of course. One of the first ones to stop, and P6 from that man, excuse me, as well as Nat Hammer. That first P3, 4, 5, and 6, as well as P1. Of course, those front runners stopped very, very early. Very interesting to see how this hard compound is going to play towards the end of this Grand Prix, of course, and we will find out, of course, in due time. Middies the best of the bunch on 4-lap old hards, so they can quite comfortably make it towards the end. And I reckon the guys around him will be struggling from about lap 23 onwards, well, that is my guesstimate, folks. But we will keep an eye on that as we'll move further down, because Brad Tay, Johnny M4, Brad Tay a little bit out of kilter with this one. Circulating in P15 is the man, and Johnny M4 with that track limit penalty. Let's just check the penalties for everybody at home. And there you go, 3 seconds for Johnny. Blue Dog did get a drive-through for speeding in the pit lane. Same with Snipester, and unfortunately 6 for Vito. And there you go, folks. That is where they're all at as Mozza sets the fastest lap with a 1 minute 42.5 for this Grand Prix.
I'm not sure if Verk's going to go to the end. I mean, if he does box now, he's got another fresh set of mediums. He will be on Mozza with the fresher tyre offset, but I'm not sure if those tyres will go to the end. What's that going to be? Another 21 laps in total on hards? It's a risk he doesn't really need to take, because I think he's clear of Scotty already if he does box, so it'll be interesting to see if he does decide to box and chase Mozza down, or if he's going to try and hold the tyre life. But other than that, we've just got gaps everywhere now. It's evened out. People are pretty much setting their positions.
Pretty
Go
much.
in. Go ahead.
They certainly are. As well, Suicide 5 asking who was the copycat. Of course, yes, the pink and purple livery. That is Pink Panther. Bender created that bad boy. And of course, Suicide 5 referring to Hello Kitty back in the day, Mr. Droftas, where you were a part of. Of course, JC closing right up on the back of Nat Hammer now. JC is starting to get racy as the race comes towards close. He is starting to fire up, and have a look at it. The time gained true there, of course. He's now within 0.6 of a second. And I reckon Nat Hammer might be feeling the pinch very, very soon, if not already. And, well, there you go. Vert, go as long as you can, he says the JC. Excuse me, Suicide 5. And safety car, maybe then send. And, well, no, we haven't had one just yet. We've had 2 VSCs. One for, I'm not too sure why, but the first one was for, for harass. The second one, I'm not too sure what for. There you go, JC having a good look at Nat Hammer. There you go, so Verk has boxed. And where's that going to feed him out? Where is that going to feed him out? He's still in the pit lane. And where is he now? There he is there. He's come out. He's still come out ahead of Mozza. There you go. There you go. Yeah. So this is Verk's race to lose, of course. JC has got that job done against Nat Hammer up in a P5, if you don't mind. And we'll flick further down because Striker is looking real racy here, folks. He's got Broken Reptile for company, P10 and 11 respectively. As, well, Nat Hammer is drifting further afield, but he's catching, isn't he? He's hanging with that 4/10 to JC. So we'll stay with Reptile as, well, there you go. Reptile in the pit lane. How's he promoted to P11? Striker to P10. And as I did touch on early doors, that Group 3 title is absolutely alive and well. David and Striker nose to stern yet again, albeit in different parts of the lap. Of course, they started this one not nose to stern, and well, I'll tell you what, they ended up that way. Absolutely brilliant from these boys, of course. Lap 18 of 26, and this one is moving by very, very quickly as Mozza, well, he's trying to use those mediums, isn't he? He's absolutely trying, but Verk's got some unbelievable pace in that car, of course. He's had some unbelievable pace all season, and of course, well, looking to make amends from the last couple of Grand Prix, missing as lose some to gain some, go to 75%. Gotta be of course, yes, Suicide 5, the king of the greediness is that man, and he knows exactly what he means. And well, there's another part of that greedy something, but he knows what I mean, and we'll push on as I'll flick further afield because have a look at this. Mozza's got the job done. He certainly has got the job done to Verks. Verks slots into P2. I think it's only just a matter of time. They're going to seesaw with this DRS zone until Mozza's tyres drop right off, and Verk will just say thank you very, very much. And well, there you go. Have a look at this, folks. And well, Verk taking that extra pit stop and looking to capitalise here. Thinks better of it. There's plenty of time left in the race. He can choose to sit behind or he can choose to send it, whatever he decides, of course. And have a look at Middy's close, of course. Have a look at this Droftas. 1.3 seconds, 1.2 seconds now to Nat Hammer. And well, he's looking to take P6 away from that man is the Middies. And doing his thing. Absolutely the sole Pink Panther racer out there today, this evening, of course, missing 3 of their regular drivers. We do welcome our reserves, of course, Mozza, Z, Vito, and of course, Broken Reptile. Fantastic, they've all answered the call and much appreciated. Thank you very much, boys, as we'll flick further down because Johnny M4, a bit of a brush with the wall. He's got Filthy Orange for company, and well, Filthy's got a very, very slippery car. Have a look at that, folks. He just can't get it done, and Filthy will hold that position as Middies now within 3/10 of Nat. Have a look at this, folks, and I reckon Middies will get this job done before the start-finish line. He's gone inside. He certainly has. Have a look at that, if you don't mind. And well, Nat has lost P6. Middies up into P6. JC is next on his hit man. And well, there you go. A bit of a question for you in the chat there, Droftas.
Yeah, hard is always the best. Hard beats soft all day long.
There you go. Another one thinking of that philosophy, of course, and the hard compound whisperers is the Droftas.
Oh, we're talking about tyres?
Yes.
Oh.
The wit of the
Sorry, I
man.
got distracted.
The wit of the man. Have a listen to it, would you? As, well, Nat Hammer, there he is, drifting further behind as Mitty starts to close right in on JC. Have a look at that. 1.4 seconds now, if you don't mind, and closing rapidly as Mozza's going to drift further afield, of course. He wants to hang on to that DRS zone, doesn't he? Of course, just to make his life a little bit more easy. And, well, Verk wants to stretch those legs just before he... Well, see if you can get that second gap, of course, before that DRS detection zone. And, well, there you go. Johnny M4 still behind Filthy Orange. And there he is there. He still can't get the job done on that back straight. Filthy doing a great job. Filthy goes inside to protect that line for turn one and see if Johnny M4 goes around the outside. He certainly does go around the outside. Johnny M4 up in a P12. Demotes Filthy to P13. Still circulating very well is the Filth and doing a great job, this man. Good fight back from him, of course. Had a horrid start to the season as Middy's now within 0.6 of a second to JC, and this one's heating up here, Droft. Looks like Middy's got his eye on the podium. He's probably got another 6 seconds to make up, and he wants to make light work of JC quickly. JC is no slouch, folks, and well, JC making his car, putting his car in all the right places, and he's surprised a couple of them. He's gone the inside of that corner, and well, Middy's up in a P5, and he can now set his sights on Z. Well, what a recovery drive from the Middies, and we'll have a look at Verk stretch his legs. Wasn't that long ago? He just got the job done. Back up against Mozza, excuse me, now 4 seconds ahead, and well, let's just see if Middies can join this battle here, folks.
Yeah, Mozza got damaged, so Mozza's going to give up P2 here. He's lost his front wing completely. That's why the gap changed so much. Scotty's going to inherit P2. So Middies will be now fighting for a podium easily.
He certainly will.
Unfortunately, Mozza will be fast now, but we'll see what he does.
There you go. Middy's up into
mediums. Yeah, he's got mediums.
Middy's up into P4 and well, not too far behind Z. 5 laps remaining, folks, and well, it could be anyone's game. Verk has checked out. Verk has checked out. It is his race to lose, of course. Scotty, who is sitting first in the championship, well, right behind Verks, and that's exactly where Scotty wanted to be, albeit on 16-lap old hards. A monumental effort to get those to the end, of course. He's got another 5 laps to go, which, as you called it, 21 laps on that hard compound. Huge, huge effort to get them towards the end. And he's got a bit of a rear gunner in Z, of course. But let's just keep an eye on the gap, of course. Middies, let's just see how quickly he can close in. And we'll flick further back because there is Mozza. Just
keep an eye on Mozza.
Yeah.
Mozza's flying already. He's got a 16-second tyre offset, a 16-lap tyre offset on the softer compound to everybody ahead of him. So the podium's not in the question for Mozza if he can get these moves done on the lap he catches the drivers.
Well, he certainly can, and of course...
He will be rapido.
Well, he's about to make the job done on, well, Nat Hammer, and he's a bit impatient, is the Mozza. He's just got to do it cleanly. And, well, just take his time, of course, and not force the issue, because that's when mistakes can happen. And, well, there you go. Slots back in behind Nat. He's probably going to use the DRS or get it done before this second last corner, or third last corner. Turn 17 is where they're at. And there you go. Job done, if you don't mind. He can set his sights on JC, who is a further, 5 seconds up the road. So we'll just keep an eye on those gaps. So Scotty is hovering around that 17-second mark. But I dare say Verk is just doing his thing, isn't he? Of course, does not need to push. 4 laps remaining. Got 4 lap old hards on that car as, well, Nat Hammer is drifting further and further back, of course. DRS assisted, closed up a little bit, but not as much as what he would have liked. Z doing a great job, and as I did touch on, Z very much a rear gunner for the Scotty, I reckon, and well, almost exactly the same, exactly the same strategy. They're on same tyre life, boxed exactly the same time, and I dare say they followed themselves into the pit lane. So very much as you were for the front runners, as Mozzarella send it, says the Suicide 5, and well, he certainly is. And look at him catch JC, of course, 2.2 seconds now. And well, this is the enthralling battle. He's just purpled that second sector, well, that first sector, if you don't mind. And well, let's just see how he gets on. 1.6, 1.5 seconds. Have a look at the man. And well, that is the benefit of brand new mediums versus very, very old hard compound. And I think you're right, Droftas. He just needs to get the job done past these cars. And hey, you could see him knocking on the podium very, very soon.
Yep. Yeah, it's the offset of the tyre is massive, so especially at this, so is that a VSC? That's not going to help him though. Who's that for?
You sure? Having a look at the track map. Let's just double check to see what has happened out there. It might be Vito. I'm not too sure if it was Vito. He's missing an M plate on the left-hand side of his front wing. But yes, just treat 3/10 folks. Treat 3/10 because you do not want to drive through penalty.
I think it's Snipe Star. He has no wing whatsoever.
Well, there you go, folks. Thank you very much. And, well, he'll get that one all fixed up as, well, still under VSC conditions. And when are they going to go green? Please, no more drive-through penalties. Treat 3/10 boys, and you will get through it. You will absolutely get through it. This has kind of neutralised the race a little bit and hurt Mozza as these laps tick by. It's just cost him a little bit of time, hasn't it? Race lap time. Yeah, that's right. So, well, he's still in that DRS zone. I dare say when this track map gets green, when we get under racing, he should get that job done against JC very, very quickly. But there you go. Absolutely nothing he can do about it at this stage. And this VSC is a long one. Bloody hell, it certainly is a long one. And, well, let's just hopefully this gets green soon because, yeah, don't know why it's such a long VSC. And there you go. We have gone green. Heard the call there, Droft, as, well, there you go. Middy's up into P4. And we'll have a look at this man, Z, right there as well. So, well, I'll tell you what, Droftas, there is the podium. He can see it.
I'm not sure what happened. JC was in front of Mozza on that safety car restart. He's now 7 seconds behind him on that VSC restart.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either.
I don't know what he did.
Yeah, I don't know either, mate. Yeah, good spot because, yeah, still P6, but yeah, 8 seconds. Have a look at it. So, there you go. I'm not too sure there, mate. Not too sure at all. As we're going to see a move here as well. Middy's got on the inside. What a move against Z. Fantastic. Slots himself up in a P3. The man's back on the podium. He's back on the podium, is the man. He can set his sights on Scotty. And, well, Scotty will want to hold on to that P2. And let's just see how this one pans out. Yeah, he certainly will, Droft. Of course, Scotty leading this championship. And there you go. 10 seconds for Snipes for speeding in the pit lane. So that's 7/10, 6/10, 5/10. Have a look at him catch. There is still plenty of time remaining. 2 laps, in fact, for him to get this job done on Scotty. And let's just see if this one pans out the way he wants it to, of course. Hello there, Housey, all over Striker as well. Excuse me, 10 lap-old mediums versus 13 lap-old hards. So that might just peter out how it is, of course. And well, we're currently on board. We were on board with middies. And look at him just close. Look at him close there, Droftas. 12 lap-old hards versus 19 lap-old hards. And job done. Very, very good. Up in a P2 middies. And, well, there you go. Before turn 3, if you don't mind. And, well, 20 seconds to Verk. Verk has absolutely sent it. And that drive-through penalty cost middies big time, didn't it? Robbed us of a quality battle. And fantastic to see. Scotty will hold out for that P3, I think. And, well, there you go. Look at the 2 reserves of Z and Mozza doing their thing. And P4 and 5, respectively, as well as the Reptilian down in P13. Doing a great job is that man. Awesome to see these boys out on track again with us. And we'll flip further down because JC, he's dropping like a stone, isn't he? But he is on 19 lap-old hards. And, well, there you go. So I think that might be where it's at. Of course, Nat Hammer has boxed. He's put a fresh set of softs on and probably looking to take the fastest lap of this Grand Prix. Let's not count out Fury. Fury has fought back tooth and nail to come. Well, he's in P8 at the moment. And there's still a few laps remaining. So Fury done a phenomenal job. And looking to, there you go, Verk, whack with a 142.2. Set that on 7 lap-old hards. Let's just see if anyone can beat that. Of course, currently on board with Nat Hammer, and it looks like he's sending it too, isn't he? So very, very good. We'll flick back up to Mozza because Mozza has got a bit of DRS. And is he going to get this job done, or is he just going to sit behind Scotty? Not too sure. Scotty goes left to protect the line for inside of turn 1, and he's going to force Mozza out wide, and there you go. Well, Mozza takes the corner, and there you go, up into P3, drops Scotty to P4, and, well, that is not what Scotty wanted, so it is Verk, middies, Mozza, Scotty, and, of course, Z. So, well, Scotty should have the DRS. He certainly does have the DRS, and Mozza will not, I don't think. So, there you go. Scotty will gain a little bit of ground. Fury with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix to date with a 141.6. And, well, these will come in thick and fast as Vito gets a 3-second warning for track limits. We'll flick further down because hello there, Housey. There he is there. Makes the move on Striker and gets it done before turn 1. Up in a P10 is, Housey. Striker down to P11. And Johnny M4, well, not having a great race to his standard, of course, in P12, just circulating on 11 lap-old mediums at the moment.
Yeah, I think Middies is lining up to be taken by Mozza. Yeah, Eminem.
Eminem.
I think Fury and Nat Hammer, well, Nat's almost caught your guy JC, so that'll be done this lap because the tyre offset's huge. Fury could also catch JC with another fastest lap or two because JC is going backwards, but keep an eye on Mozza. He's got one more lap to get this done. You probably wait till the last lap maybe and get close and then just take it in the DRS at the end. But P2 battle is on and Z is closing in on Scotty for P4.
He certainly is there, and I wonder if Mozza just done a bit of a charge lap, not too sure. He's got his rear wing wide open now, and he's closing that gap to middies, of course, and that is 5 lap-old mediums versus 14 lap-old hards, and well, mid skirmish coming out of turn 1 was middies, and look at Mozza close, and that is the benefit of the fresher tyre. Have a look at this, folks, and let's just see if he can close even more so. I dare say he will. The DRS is wide open, and he's 0.5 of a second now. I reckon middies might be burning some battery. He certainly is. He kept that at 0.6 of a second. Fantastic from that man. As Nat Hammer JC, 0.2 of a second now. We've got yellow flags in Sector 2. Not too sure who that is for, but we'll flick up to Verk, because where is he? Going through the castle section. Mozza still sitting behind middies. And I reckon, well, this is going to be a battle to that back straight, of course. And we'll absolutely have a look at Mozza hovering 0.5, 0.4, around about that mark. And let's not count out Z. Just slotting in behind Scotty. Currently 0.8 of a second. So we're going to have a sprint to the checkered flag here, folks. As we'll flick further afield, because where is Verks? There he is there. Taking, well, there you go. One of the last corners. He's on that straight now. And, well, they do classify these as corners. That is 17, 18, 19, and this one is 20. And there you go. The straight run to the flag.
You've got better at counting.
Thank you very much. As Verk's about to take this one out, of course. Fantastic from the Verkstar. Welcome back, son. Bang! P1 from Verk. Middies, there he is there. Can he hold off Mozza? This is the big question, folks. Can he hold off Mozza? Of course, Mozza, look at him close through this section of the lap. And, well, Middies might be a sitting duck here, folks. He might be a sitting duck. Mozza is coming and coming and coming. Can Middies hold P2? I don't think so, Droft. I don't think so. Is he going to hold it? Mozza takes it.
No,
Mozza takes it.
it.
He's got it. P2 from Mozza. P3 from Middies. Scotty will hold on to P4, I dare say. He certainly will. And Z, welcome back, mate. Awesome job from you. P5 from that man, JC, and Nat Hammer, another drag to the, to the start-finish line, and Nat takes that P6 away from JC, who takes P7. Great fight back from the Fury in P8. David, there he is there, a bit of a lonesome race from that man, but in P9 and got it done. Fantastic from David. Awesome to see. And where is Housey? There he is there.
Housey's under pressure. He might keep hold of it. I think he's got enough. It's going to be close.
It is going to be close, and well, there you go. You can see the rear wing open from Striker. Housey should take the line, and there it is there. He does take it, and there you go. Housey P10, Striker P11, Johnny M4. Let's just check these penalties, and there you go. He's got no. He's going to lose. Is he going to lose? He certainly is going to lose to Broken Reptile. Broken Reptile should jump Johnny M4. There he is there. Welcome back, Broken. P12 for his return from us to us. And there you go, P12. Johnny M4, P13. The Filth gets a good chunk of points in P14. Fantastic. And Brad Tay, there he is there. Fantastic from him, the Coca-Cola driver, in 15th place. Well, there you go, folks. Azerbaijan, the streets of Baku, run and won, of course, by the Verkstar. Verk has come back, and he's come back with a bang. P2 was, Mozza, and P3, of course, Middies. And we'll go through this timing screen. Well, there you go. The boys are going to celebrate. Verk back on the top step and looking to spray that champagne, of course, wherever it is. Come on, guys. Get the trophies out of the way and get the champagne sorted. And there is Fury in chat. Great fight back from that man. Unfortunate during qualifying, but great fight back from that man. As we'll go to our timing screens here, folks.
Fastest lap.
He certainly did take the fastest lap, and you'd be happy with that. It's a couple of points extra to that man. And, well, there you go. Verk leading this one. Mozza P2, Middies P3, Scotty P4, Z P5, and Nat in P6. Fantastic from him. Fastest lap of the race goes to VSC Fury, 1 minute 41.642. As we'll flick further down for the stewards, of course, and there is Harass DNF. Unfortunate from that man, but fantastic Grand Prix. We're going to go on a brief pause, folks. We're going to get the drivers in for an interview, and we're going to go and see if we can get the driver of the day as well. We'll be back with you in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, yes, we've got the drivers in for a bit of an interview. Of course, not all of them have joined. We've got the driver of the day as well. We might as well start off with the second place man. Of course, I speak of none other than Mozza, the reserve driver. His second time out with us here at SXR. Congratulations on a stunning drive, mate. Well done on your P2.
Thank you. I honestly mind blown about that. Definitely should have had P2 there. He got a drive through, which hindered him slightly. He ended up P2 before I ended up there. I got a damaged wing. I hit the wall before coming onto the main straight with the final 3 corners, and I just had to come in and pit. Fell behind to P7 just ahead of Nat Hammer and someone else, and then I just worked my way through the field. Parzival gave me a good push and shove because I was a bit of pushy on my pit exit when I first boxed.
Yes, we did see that.
Yes, that was... I did apologise because I did give him a bit of a shove there. Got out, though. Smooth race. Can't believe I even got P2. The boys in qualifying were 5 and 6 tenths quicker than me, which was absolutely just mind-blowing.
Yeah,
and then watching... and then I was just in no man's land with a 39.3, and then the next guy back was a 40 flat.
Well, I mean, don't get yourself out there though, Moz. It's all about consistency and bringing it home to the checkered flag, of course. And the streets of Baku around Azerbaijan is very, very tricky at the best of times, of course. Speak of the castle section. Of course, you get that one with your speeds a little bit wrong, the rear end will snap on you. And of course, we did see a couple of drivers, especially during qualifying, sort that one out. But nevertheless, mate, you brought it home in P2. Take nothing away from this man. Congratulations on a stunning drive. On your second drive here at SXR, P2, Mozza, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. That was my second P2, actually. I got P2
yeah,
last time.
You did at Austria.
Austria.
That's right, exactly
Yeah.
right there, mate. So,
My God.
bit of a trendsetter at the moment.
behind Burke.
Well, there you go. Certainly was, mate. And, well, there you go. As you did touch on during that one, very lucky to take the P2, of course. Middies with a bit of a drive-through penalty that hurt his progress massively. And we were looking forward to seeing the battle between the Verkster and Middies. But nevertheless, we'll push on to our race winner and our driver of the day. I do apologise. There was a bit of a typo in the chat. But driver of the day does go to our race winner, and that is Verks. Congratulations on a stunning drive yet again. He's missed the last two. He's come back with a bang. He was leading the championship before this one, 2 weeks ago, had 2 rounds off in P3 in the championship. This one has done him no harm whatsoever. Of course, yes, finishing ahead of his championship compatriots, and doing a great job. Well done, Verk, and our driver of the day as well. And a bit of a message to relay to you from Suicide 5 as well. He says, Jesus, Verk has come a long way. Well done. Big congratulations. You had a bit of Cheerios, of course, in the chat as well, Verks. So congratulations on a stunning drive yet again, mate.
Thanks, mate. Well, if L25 he wants to, he should jump on the game and race me.
Yeah.
Stop hiding.
There you go, S5. S5, there you go. The call has been... I wonder if he's heard the call. Let's just hope he has. But let's just bring it back to you, Verks. Of course, yes, missing the last couple of races. Relinquished the lead of the championship. A little bit of work ahead of you to get that back. But nevertheless, mate, this race, P1, if you don't mind, tried to get that fastest lap in the end. Unfortunately, just didn't have the tyre life in the end to get it done, of course. But fantastic, nevertheless, from you. And as I did touch on prior to this one, currently 31 points behind, of course, Scotty. As I did touch on who's leading this one, 3 behind Fury. And I dare say P2 in the championship after this week, Mr. Verks. And, onwards and upwards from this point onwards.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously missing those 2 rounds obviously wasn't ideal, but being the first round back after having 2 rounds off, being Baku, I've loved this track on nearly every F1 game. So it's a great track. It's nothing else really to say, to be honest. I mean, I just knew I knew I could reel it back in on this track for sure, but we'll see how the other rounds go. There's a long way to go yet.
Well, of course, a very long way to go, yes, and a round was added. Of course, we were going to have a break week on the 3rd of October, but decided to throw in Jeddah as well, and, the break week is being taken up by Jeddah, which is where we are next week, of course. And as I did touch on in the stream, this round, the next round, and the one after that, very, very difficult races, all about the walls and trying to keep them away from the car, of course. And, these few races should hold everyone in good stead for that all-important double points round in Singapore. But nevertheless there, Verks, all you could do is, put it on the front row. Mission accomplished. Win the race. Mission accomplished. And, this one is heating up. And just unfortunate, missed those last couple of rounds. But what could have been, what might have been. But I tell you what, I reckon you got your eyes set on that target and charging towards the end of this season. It'll be fantastic to see. And, as a lot of people have touched on, I've noticed your progress, and it's a huge congratulations to your good self, mate. Driver of the day as well, folks. Kept it clean, did what he had to do, took that extra pit stop in the end, and, we absolutely dominated this one for the Lamborghini team. Fantastic from you, Verkster. Awesome job.
Thanks, mate. Cheers for everyone for the kind words. That does mean a lot.
Absolutely, absolutely, mate. And I just checked the Discord to see if Droftas is still in here. Not too sure if he's on mute or not. But if you are, Droft, if you've got any questions for these boys.
No questions. Just good race. Well done, lads. Enjoyable to watch.
There you go, folks. And, well, from the new Portonian. And great to have him keeping me company in the commentary box. Thank you very much, Droft. Much appreciated, of course. But if you've loved that one, we've loved bringing that one to you, folks. Probably a good a place as any to sign off. Next week, we are at Jeddah, of course, Saudi Arabia. Looking forward to that one as well, folks. But from us, for now, we are Southern Cross Racing.